Help. I hope you are well. Made some changes. Mainly the fact is I fucked with the camera a bit. Now the camera's got more leniency. Also, I was able to respec my guy, and now he has a dog. Call the dog Kitten. Oh, I know. Fuck.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Delman. Mate.
Talking to somebody.
The Omnissiah knows all. The request is approved. I have no outright restrictions on disclosing this information. Information about my origins is worthless. I belong to the priesthood of explorators and came to the Coronis Expanse over 200 years ago. Any events preceding that moment are insignificant. I was honored to become a member of the Explorator Cognizance Fleet. When the Adeptus Mechanicus summoned the faithful for an exploratory venture into the depths of the Coronis Expanse, I joined the fleet in fulfillment of my sacred vows of comprehension. After I betrayed Archmago Zamanat, the fleet conclave directed me to the orbital station Altar Templum Calixis X-17 for penance. This venerable temple station was founded in the early years of our expansion into the Coronis Expanse. It is currently a rear observation post of the Cognizance fleet in orbit around the star Furibundus.
Furibundus, I was right.
The sacred fraternity of explorers. The cult Mechanica sends us out to the frontiers of the known sectors as researchers and conquerors. We are the warriors of the code, who return to the lost worlds and devote themselves to recovering the lost ancient knowledge. Explorators are granted the privilege of being more independent than many of our tech comrades. However, it has earned us a reputation as unstable and poorly controlled troublemakers whose unorthodox views are dangerously close to apostasy.
So people jelly. That's what he's saying. That's what it sounds like to me. People be jelly.
They are my younger brothers and guides on the way to the Omnissiah. Their machine spirits are directly bound to my neocortex and pick up impulses from my subconscious. Sometimes they act ahead of my thoughts. This is how the Omnissiah leads me to comprehension. Acknowledged. I am honored to belong to the priesthood of Mars, guided by its tenets. We safeguard technology against the impure and the unenlightened. That is where the cult of the Omnissiah originated, and where we were granted the first revelations many millennia ago. We made an alliance with the Emperor of Terra and have served the Imperium ever since, paying a tribute to machinery, weapons, and void ships. Everything that bears the blessed seal of machinery comes from our hands, and it is we who make sure the operating rituals are performed as they were meant to. We are everywhere. We are the Mars-forged steel bars that give the Imperium strength. It is both a treasure and a secret. Technology is how the divinity of the Omnissiah manifests itself in this world. This is why the uninitiated may only be allowed to touch the most vulgar and mundane of its instances. We, on the other hand, are authorized to use the sacred catechism of maintenance and operation.
These people are like backward versions of caretakers, like programmers and shit, man. Like, their machines do not need all this craziness that they go about doing. Like, the smoke's not good for those machines. I'm sure they don't like the fucking candle smoke coming up into their fucking system.
Although there is another reason to deny lay people the sacrament of knowledge, it can be dangerous. Twisted by renegades, the Omnissiah's wisdom is called heretic, and the exposure to it may corrupt the uninitiated. Another danger is knowledge, strangely interpreted and inscrutably twisted by the minds of Xenos. This bane is called Xenotech.
It three is the most obvious. Where's it too?
That is a bold hypothesis. And yet the Omnissiah teaches us that a dauntless mind can penetrate any knowledge through analysis, where the ignorant see heresy, the enlightened might see truth.
Like, what? I'm telling you, hiding technology from people isn't like some sort of, it's bad. You don't want to do that. Three is the real reason. They don't want it to be outpaced. So their technology, plus humanity has fallen ever since the Emperor's fall. Probably because no one knows, like, who really is in charge. So they can't really make decisive decisions. I think the only thing that humanity can do is do what they were doing before he died. And that's just kind of the status quo now, aside from the church, which wasn't around when he was around. The Emperor did not like religion. He thought that it was a mistake to have it around. Only to ironically become the very thing he didn't want. Irony. The game's all about irony.
This electu indicates that I am a Magos, who has mastered the sacraments of many spheres of knowledge, and has the right to conduct services in a forged cathedral. He is the divine mechanism, the maker of technology.
He is not.
The universe was made to resemble a mechanical marvel, because the Omnissiah rules over it. Knowledge is the highest form that he uses to manifest in the world. For now. Someday, he will come to this world in the absolute fullness of his splendor.
The Emperor is considered a perpetual. He can't die, basically. Kind of a shitty perpetual, though, out of the other ones. That might be why, though. He's like, there's one guy, I don't know if it's a guy or what, but one person who literally got destroyed to the molecule, and they still came back. That's a powerful perpetual, you know what I mean? Perpetuals are immortals, human immortals. They exude different powers in different ways. Like the Emperor is a perpetual, but he has like insane psyker powers, like untold psyker powers. He's so powerful. He's the reason Terra doesn't get overwhelmed by demons.
The Adeptus Mechanicus worship the Emperor. He is the earthly manifestation of the Omnissiah, who brought humanity into the light of divine grace.
You could argue that he is very godlike in how powerful he is as an individual, but he did not want to be seen as a god. That might make him noble. He was a dick in other ways, though, to be fair. He was a prick. But, you know, what does that really mean? Like, he just wasn't a good dad and stuff, you know what I mean? He treated his kids like tools to be used as like a weapon of expansion for humanity. He also made it so that the humans lived in really shitty lives. Like, you know, just a cog in a machine. No worry. And if you aren't working, like, right in that cog, it's not about fixing you, it's about replacing you.
Organic tissue is an imperfect replica of the machine, transient and vulnerable. Metal is more stable, more effective, and more durable. Flesh speak is flawed next to binaric language. Meat begets weakness, it softens the mind and undermines discipline. But you can replace metal when it wears down. In addition, a machine is a supreme form of knowledge. And by assuming mechanical form, we become closer to the Omnissiah.
To the Omnissiah.
However, like all things sacred, our augmentations must not be defiled by the eyes of the ignorant. Which is why we reveal only the crudest of tools, while holier mechanisms remain concealed beneath our crimson robes. The right to witness the miracle of flesh being fused with holy metal is granted only to those who have ascended to the rank of initiate. However, your lofty status of rogue trader allows me to make a partial exception and reveal my sacred stigmata.
Is that his dick? You just show me his dick? Gross. Folds proud of a set, you see emaciated white meat gnawed through by metallic shunts and flexible wires. Blood runs through transparent pipes enriched with the nutrients required by the pallid flesh. Aw, damn, technically pale. The sight of the body transformed into an appendage to some ancient mechanism sickening.
Flesh may be fragile, but metal is strong. And so is my devotion.
I mean, this guy's got like a... See, I don't know if you've seen the little mouse, but he's got like a little... big ass fucking device sticking in his eye. Must be the crimson. You have a strange way of speaking. Is that because of the augmentation, or does your faith dictate how you should express yourself?
Partially true. I had a voice modulator implanted alongside the respiratory purification module, but there is an additional reason. Gothic is not my first language. I am used to thinking and making statements in lingua technis. The binaric language is more informative, more ergonomic, and less prone to misinterpretation.
Used by the Adeptus Mechanicus and its tech bridge, can be used as a spoken language with audio bursts or as a machine code with electrical signals. Yeah, basically like a binary. They're talking to each other in code. It's kind of crazy. Think about it.
Acknowledged. May your labor.
I think that's everybody. Rabor's got nothing to say. Cassie's got nothing to say, I don't think. Abelard has nothing to say. I talked to Henrik. Dara, we talked to you yesterday. Man, I guess I'm glad I went to bed eventually, because like I was getting kind of impatient with the dialogue.
Words cannot describe how you are engulfed in clouds the color of dark umber. They carry an old pain and doubt. I beg forgiveness for my inappropriate behavior. When I see such oppressive colors, I immediately want to paint them a different hue, to disperse them. I already mentioned I cannot control it, except this time, I thought I would be able to, for whatever reason.
I can fix you is what she just said. She sees who you are and she's like, I can fix you. She's like, I wanted to fix you. That's what she just said. Oh, damn it. I don't know. This character is, though, in a weird way, he's a psyker that was contaminated by some fucking relic. I mean, there's like chaos deep in the back of his mind, I think, as far as I was to interpret it. Or it could be siege. Gotta change. Chaos gotta change.
I have enjoyed.
Alright, we're in a new territory, man. Let's go where the Cronus expands. I expanded in the Chronai Bonai. I just see I'm like cleaning out my pot thing that I didn't clean them up before. And just want to make sure it didn't smell like rubbing alcohol. I'm getting reports of several ships moving towards us. Judging by the fact that they are not responding to our hails and the telemetry shows the trail of micro batteries, they are not here for a chinwag, ready to issue orders to prepare for battle at your command. Where did they come from? Why haven't you noticed them before? Could this be the work of Kunrad Vit? Alright, first time I've actually fought in a spaceship. See what it's like. Can't zoom in. That's as close as I can get to my ship. I don't know. Mars pattern brow battery. Okay, here we go. So we got Mezoa lace weapon. Dealing 45 to 55 damage. How much do these fuckers have? 30 health. I can one-shot them. Long-range broadside plasma micro cannons that do 21 damage per shot. Short-range dorsal macro cannon fires 2 shots, dealing 15 shots. It's like a big-ass little shot in front of them. by only after traveling 3 cells, like to resist slow and unable to use trauma weapons until the end of the game. It seems like it means I have to damage the ship, and I ain't into that. What up, Tim? Copy. Oh, now he's running for my booty. Well, yeah, I can't really turn that well, can I? Okay, so let's... Oh, man, how do I turn around? He's maneuverable. He probably can do it. Oh, shit. Son of a bitch! That is not good for you. I could have kept putting it on. I mean, that's just the game. Well, I still can't turn on. Oh, you are about to get smacked. I've never seen the space battles, and what you're seeing is like the fast version of it. Kind of wanted to like savor it a bit. Also, nothing. Okay. We're in an asteroid field, huh? Ash World. Altar Temple. Bruce's Blessing. Then we gotta go football. I wonder if I should go to... Let's go to Bruce's Blessing and then we'll go to football. I want to go to the actual place first. Or, I don't know, I don't think it really matters. They are requesting a direct Vox channel, patching you through. Captain Asterius Thorfast. Oh, it's Thorfast. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honored to speak to the rogue traitor of House Valencius. May your name be known through the ages. Catus Captain Asterius Thorfast. That's too long of a name. That name's too long. Take the words out. I'm already winded. Bearer of the free charter of the merchant fleet, how can I be of service? We developed supply routes for Chartistus. I don't know. You see my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of the Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed charter defined trade route. Mission is establish business contacts in the void fare in need of regular ship repairs and those who are interested in specialized business. Alright. Okay, so... Oh, it's the Imperial Navy. Oh. Also, what? Where's my stuff? Oh, it's because they don't want this shit. Oh. Right, they're Imperial Navy, of course they will. Aldari trophies. They really, really want. I'm not even gonna get, like, so as far as I can tell, like, the game doesn't really I've not run over my limits. I don't know if there is a limit to how much your character can hold on your ship and shit. I don't know. As far as I have come to find out, I have not. See, this says 112%, but that's not accurate. Like, it just means I can trade now. I have capacity, meaning that like I have a value. My cargo value is worth more than just what it's worth. It's worth 112% more, as far as I understand. Like this cargo specifically is worth more. And then you saw I could give him a bunch of different fuel setups, right? See, it just keeps cutting that shit up for some reason. There's no indicator to tell you there's a limit, and I fucking love that. I can hoard all this shit if I wanted to. Yeah, really, what you like when you come to trading, this is what matters right here. Is the profit factor. Basically, just means it's like IOUs for what I feel like, because like I don't know any other form of currency in the game as far as I can tell. I'm also apparently not that. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of in far, but I guess I'm not that far in. Are you asking me to disclose our supplier to you? Well, frankly, they come from both everywhere and nowhere. We get our wares either from lucky voidsmen who stumble upon the abandoned or dilapidated ship somewhere in the neighboring system, or from unlucky ones whose sorry tub arrives at footfall in such a state that it's easier to take her apart than restore her. I mean, they're the Imperial Navy, like what? Or they represent the Imperial Navy at least? I would like to know more about the merchant's fleet operations in the Crumbs Expanse. For the most part, all the Expanse has is fleets of different organizations with small flotillas of merchant ships. Uninterrupted communication between worlds is a matter of life and death for many outposts of humanity, so even in this dark corner of the Imperium, there are charters and ships assigned. Why can't you just say charter? I don't know. Whatever, charter. Ships assigned to various adeptus. The last expanse has next to no stable trade routes, so the job can be precarious at times. Then again, no one is more intimately familiar with the hardships of local commerce than a rogue trader. I mean, I guess I was gonna go to football, but now I'm gonna go to Asheville first. I guess it's kind of like a conundrum, like. Basically going somewhere first is going to interfere with what you do later. Bloodship, something sinister is unfolding among the survivors of the Rykad Minoras. There have already been several cases of evacuated refugees being found either dead or dying. All of them have been blinded using various means. I fear there is reason to believe that there were agents of the cult among the people who came before. Now fully release his hold on those willful souls just yet, then let us march and drive it away. Give me a proper report on the refugees. How were they quartered and how are they supervised? The serfs and the planetary wardens were assigned to 2 auxiliary lower decks. The commoners are riled up and frightened by the calamity. So the 2 keep their senselessness in check. So to keep it sensitive, we only assign those of sound mind to work and pump sedative gas through the ventilation to the compartments holding the rest. They're pumping in... Okay, what? No wonder they're getting blinded. They're fucking falling asleep and people are fucking doing shit to them. The venerated predator Electroid Dar Impulse the 6th and his retinue took refuge in one of the engineering bays, or more accurately, they barricaded themselves in. The wise servants of the Omniscient are fearful beyond measure that ignorant lay people might damage or offend their meticulous fusion reactors, so they cloistered themselves in their own personal fortress. 11 bodies have been found thus far. The first victim had their eyes burned out with a gas torch. The second had acid splashed in their face. The third was found wandering around on their last legs and with metal pins sticking out of their eye sockets. They had died before we could interrogate them. The rest were killed and disfigured in similar ways, though blinding. No trace of the killer's identity was found. What the fuck, man? It will be done, your lordship. If I may interject, Abelard's interjecting. There is no need. The interrogations have already been conducted. I put the enforcers on alert as soon as the first body was discovered, though I decided not to disturb you, your lordship, until I had results. Well, now I do. We've already arrested, let's see, 4 perpetrators at the scene of the crimes and had yet to take place. Those are not murders. They are suicides. The people we apprehended were about to blind themselves and end their own lives. I am confident that all who perished did the same. When questioned, they all said the same thing. They are haunted by the sight of the dying Rykad menorahs. Even in their sleep, they still see the same horrific picture of the sad wretches who would do anything to make the nightmare stop. So the sad wretches... Oh, my bad. Add a triple dose of sedatives to the rations of the Rykidians. Perform cleansing liturgies on the decks housing the refugees. We shall banish the blight with the strength of our faith. Increase surveillance, assign enforcers to watch the passengers. If this is not the work of cultists, then I could not care less. Once they are off this ship, that will be that. Man, it's 40K. There's no reasonable solution to this. I guess increasing surveillance, which is basically the same thing, put them on suicide watch. Were members of the crew, they watched Rykad Menorahs die, and it let their minds scared. We all bear the mark of the dark test, so it was with the intention of the powers that branded our very souls. May the God Emperor have mercy on us. Fuck! Why did he say it was our own people? Well, I mean, you can't. How do you double the guards with your own people? Because when it gets to the point where it starts becoming your own guards. If it's not them already. Shut up, Heinrich's like, I told you so. Don't bring the civilians onto the ship. Don't do it. My name is Hendrix. Don't do it. Don't bring those people onto the ship. Those are just commoners. You shouldn't do that. That's what I heard from. That's what it sounds like to me when I heard him talk about how I shouldn't save people's lives. Fucking prick. So I let the nobles die. So, listen. There's not very many of the nobles, okay? Whatever. They're nobles of a dead planet. Whatever they have, they might as well be common folk, shouldn't they? Well, they've had their life of leisure. Anyways, it could sound like I could have saved all the common folk when they're still on the planet anyways. And the problem is, here's the thing. This guy's like, I told you should have done that. I told you, so I told you. Problem is it's not, it would have affected my people on the ship regardless. Because the people saw the disaster. It's not the fact that they're on the ship. It's the fact that they saw the planet get destroyed. Fucking Hendrix. What a prick. Tattered spirit. It will take time to confirm that the ship is free of serious damage and to repair what damage there is. The Voxmaster will report when the inspection is completed. Lee's residence atrium. He literally has his own like facility in an. Void Dog Alpha Road. We respect a difference. So I did not like the idea of having a ton of animals because it didn't feel right that a lot of these characters, like, I don't want to know what it is, but it feels weird. It feels some of these characters and what they get in their tier 2 tree is weird. It doesn't feel well. It feels bad. Like they don't match up very well. So I did some respect. Well, and so that's why I chose a lot of them to go for animals. But honestly, it's too many characters on the map for me. I don't want to have like 3 characters with animals. Plus, the animals made noises. It's annoying. No, I just got a dog. Also made it so the game didn't give a shit who I was because I wanted a dog. It wouldn't let me have one. I was like, well, fix that. If I could have a mechanical bear, I would. Your Lordship, forgive me for not welcoming you in the appropriate absences. We were told you would prefer to arrive at football incognito. That is true. I do not want to be. Here's the thing. We arrive on football incognito. No one knows who we are, okay? We get to chit-chat with the Regos. We get to hang out with the folk. All right, someone threatens us. They don't realize who we are. We have a squad of people. We kill them. Or not. We'll see. But once they know who I am, there's no fun to be had. Or at least to be left alone. It's like the lottery, you see what the lottery is like almost $600 million you can win. I know it's like 1.5 billion, but ignore that part. That's not what you would actually get. Like, could you imagine having $500 million, dude? And imagining people knowing that you have $500 million? Fuck. I thought about that today. They say the average person who wins the lottery ends up going broke within 5 years. 5 years. You know what I would do just to be sure I never went broke? Is I would set aside a huge chunk of it that would pay me per month or whatever, and just be it. So it would be I guess you could call it an estate, or it would be more like a can't remember what they're called. But, you know, just, and then I would have, or, you know, well, I guess I have more discipline than that. I've gotten older, you know what I mean? Young me would have definitely blown. I don't need a trust is what it'd be. I don't need a trust to make sure I don't spend all my money. Actually, now I think about it, I might. I don't know. I mean, I'm not broke now. And I certainly don't have 500 million. I'm here on the behalf of the Legion Football Lord Ladium Takara. The Legion waits the chance to speak with you as his resident, but if you happen to have any other business to attend to, I can serve as your guide and tell you about the station. That's fine. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of worlds of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Yeah, probably just to keep an eye on me. They want to show me around the city so they can keep tabs on me. Watch out, Lord Captain.
Newcomers! How's this for a warm welcome? I won't heed your cries of mercy. Show them no mercy.
I guess the whole when someone fucks with you came a little sooner than I thought. Let's go try out our new dog. Yes, you're so cute. Avalon! Cassie's got this insane ability. She's my navigator. She basically, traverses. She basically is the one that traverses the ship before. She has this disgusting ability called Linda Stare. Anybody in her range just gets murked.
Me, the fury of House Orcelio. That is foolishness. If I may, I am a navigator, not a servitor.
What an unfortunate turn of fate. I bring mercy and retribution. As on one foe or 100, I will kill them all.
Girl, you are crazy.
I am your blade and shield. Killing brings me no pleasure. As the tenets demand, death is a blessing.
She is so strong. Oh, shit.
Doubting strike is a prayer. Faith without deeds is worthless.
My place is at the fore. At your beck and call. Reduced to dust. Victory is imminent. Hold on. Just a minor setback.
My specialty. I'll pass. Suits my purposes.
Advancing. The squadron progress.
Warn them, and they all go. They go, "All dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this happen? Who could have thought?" He's so sarcastic, bro. Every time someone gives an excuse, she's like, "Oh no, how terrible! What?" But it's pretty justified a lot of times. I don't think a single time where sarcasm has come in and I've been like, "Yeah, that's fair." Who wants to stop quivering unwashed worm and answer me? Who would dare attempt such an outrageous attack? I know, we destroyed them. They didn't even get the chance to fight once. Oh, they did. That's a lie. They did. 3 of them. Your lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst to tell you. Scared of no one, not even Lee Takara. Attacks on nobles are very opposite unless the Anvers, they're vicious. I bet you the Anvers are under the heel of the actual Liege himself. That's why they're so strong. Loot time.
Victory awaits!
Too many combinations. I don't want to go. Also, it's hard to remember.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alpha Row, the best dock on footfall. It is clean, well equipped, and caters to a higher class of traveler. By local standards, that is.
By local standards, that is.
A very polite way of saying a filthy hole that's slightly less filthy than the rest, Seneschal.
Excellence matters.
It's everywhere.
I did fine.
Standards and departments have been reinforced, the ceiling improving. Holy book by the altar, the void damn customs guy. He is always on duty. Go. Does he get any time off? Does he leave ever for pits? Is he? Guess what? Hanger by the window. Remember to bow to the emperor through the window.
A new challenge for me?
An aristocrat, yes. Do you know what it's like to have sliced cheese? Yes. Of course I know what it's like to have sliced cheese. I'm an aristocrat. I think it's weird to talk about how you're a noble of a life in a lifestyle that's crap, so crap. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being a noble in a really small country that still has feudalism and it's part of its theocracy, or not theocracy, but part of its society. Is it actually moving? Yeah, that's crazy. The astronaut outside is actually moving. Can't see it. Oh, that's cool.
Follow my lead.
Throwing their bodies like carcasses? Holy fuck.
None shall stand in my way.
Arbitrator. Wouldn't that be like... Where is he? Oh, he's no longer a part of my community because he's gone now. I think he leaves at football. You asked him to stay, but he's like, I'm good. Yeah, Hendrix. Hendrix, I remember him. Little jerk fried. He's like, I told you so. I'm glad he's gone. Fucking dick.
Victory awaits! It's about time.
Bruce. A bunch of leaflets.
Done.
1-0-0-0-1-0.
A new challenge for me?
Robot binary is tough. Let's go see what this dude's place is like. Good talking binary. That's crazy. You guys remember the old 90s like internet? I can't do it, obviously. Not a robot. I love this thing.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Every time I come here, I nearly go deaf. The sounds of the past assault my ears. Trumpets of glory interrupted by the rustling of rags and the clinking of coins above everything else.
Yeah, this place is turning me nearly deaf as well. And that's without sorcerous voices in my head. If it's not swearing, it's merchants shouting or gunshots. It's the same wherever one goes on footfall.
Operation successful.
None shall stand in my way.
None shall stand in any way.
The machine god grants me insight.
Thanks, Pascal.
Experience.
that?
Nothing matters more.
Oh. Commander Monocle. Whenever an ally under the effects of the wearer's voids of command ability makes an attack during an next turn, it deals an additional 50%. Eh. Oh my god, dude, they're just like killing people. We gotta stop these horrible human creatures. Oh, this is actually at this guy's place. That's wild.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Victory awaits.
Gunsmith Guild. Carved in gold into the parchment of the soul, while lies and heresy are the poison that threatens to erode the parchment.
I won't tolerate weakness.
You're alien? Can't zoom any further. Can't tell them.
Follow my lead.
Pascal, you're back.
Operation successful.
The buff for your server, though.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt a massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What are they thinking? Letting the ship dock at football. They're stricken. Cutting. We get their blood on us. We'll be tasted too. Better burn them. Pass judgment on others. What arrogance do you think you have the right of? This is the Lord Rosso. A concerned citizen, an armed one. You got a point there. I wonder if you can back it up. I mean, they're threatening violence. You know what I mean? And people who threaten violence is such, especially against the innocent, you know, and the weak. The people who aren't looking to fight, who are just looking to live life in peace. All of them are afraid of those who have been forced to defend themselves. They are shrouded in purplish black grief, but their words are as transparent as ice that lies at the top of the glacier. The commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me. A concerned citizen, an armed one. Oh, that makes me laugh. I don't want, listen, I didn't. Okay, so if you're wondering, I could have just thrown my weight around. I truly could have just thrown my weight around and been like, I am Valencia's, right? But you don't. I'm trying to be incognito. I don't know what that means, but it seems to me. But it's a fun interaction. You're in the city, right? I could have thrown the weight around, but instead I just chose to keep myself hidden, and that was the better route in my opinion. I had a lot of fun doing it. Now, Pete. And get myself smoked up. Carnival Barker. Eh. I need to do that more often. I keep forgetting to do. Really marking every effort to look dapper in his fashionable clothes are particularly new and his hair is well groomed. But ruins his impression is the poorly scuffed off oil stains from his leaky implant. And all the fit of the jacket, which was clearly made for someone else. Come on, come all. See for yourself the best collection of Xenos on football. Oh, I see. Xenobeats caught red-handed as they were attempting to be evil against the Imperium, but now they're harmless. Our cages can withstand their rage, but I wouldn't recommend getting too close. Not Xenos, you say. I'm sure there must be some mistake. I will check the shipping list myself, rest assured. His words are oozing with greenish yellow hues. I do not think the promise will be kept. Such entertainment is lucrative precisely because millions of experienced subjects have never encountered a Xenos in their life. Last but not least, it's a noble cause. Help the citizens of football foster a proper attitude towards enemies. Idolize profits! I don't know. It's fun. I have so many, I don't use it for anything. Except for these reasons. That's the very reason I have any profit at all, and I have not spent it on technology or assets or anything else. It's because so I can do shit like this. Plus, I kill enough people and I just loot off them, right?
Obstruction of certain inspection procedures will result in immediate execution.
Oh, so she's the more, well, it's just how she talks, because she don't believe in anything of that shit. These two are dogmatic. These three are dogmatic. These four are dogmatic. These, oh, he's iconoclastic and dogmatic. Ew. I also have a little bit, okay, no. I thought I did. I thought I made like a few dogma choices. Puritans follow the doctrines and laws of the Imperium to the letter. Making compromises with Xenos or using the weapons of the enemies of humanity is anathema to them. Anyone who suggests otherwise they consider heretics and punished. Always willing to push the boundaries of what is permissible in the quest for the tools and means to achieve their goals, they often use Xenos weaponry and even creations of chaos for their own ends. Many radicals are punished for their heretical acts or even fall victim to their own dubious methods. I mean, I guess. It's like a half and half. I have done nothing heretical though. It's all been iconoclast actions. Life and freedom, faith in the power of goodwill and capable of overcoming the horrors and dangers of the universe without the need of artificial prohibitions. The desire to seek out common ground and compromise rather than uncompromising destruction. Yeah, fucking right, dude. Holy chosen ones carrying out his will to the ignorant and unruly masses. Unfettered hatred of the enemies of mankind, be they traitors, heretics, xenos, or servants of chaos. Devotion to the corruption and attainment of the warp through the total submission to the basest and darkest impulses of the soul and the constant worship of the ancient gods of the immaterial. Yeah, fuck these two. They seem like really shitty. It seems like you're a slave either way, you know?
None shall stand in my way.
Service announcement.
I did fine.
Carburetor is grieved for will to serve. Was installed on the order of the illustrious Parsimus so that the need may tap into the flow of his movement. One of the trailblazers of the Cronus Expanse and the station's founder, I've read about his great deeds. Interesting. It was meant to be his personal palace world, but the construction dragged on for decades. Parse this died of old age. Majestic as the spirit in the mind of its creators. As of the year of this congregator's installation, merely a small fraction of the great designs yet to be made a reality. But all their dazzling grandeur are staggering. Plus, football is to become a gateway to the savage and barely explored expanse. One of the first structures of football was the colossal structure of the Emperor. A whole asteroid was used for the creation of this sculpture, but even its titanic proportions cannot convey the awe that every servant of the Empire feels for the Master. The statue of the entire is the center of football in the same way that the Emperor is the center of the heart of the Imperium. Progresses, new smaller asteroids are being attached to the statue, their surfaces serving as a foundation for the glorious cut. Jesus.
Do not obstruct servo-scars in the commission of their sacred functions. Any desecration of the holy envoys of the Adeptus Mechanicus will be met with
Adeptus Mechanicus.
retribution.
Servo penance? Oh my god, they're gonna lobotomize them.
Done.
Ancient. Still drawing over. The Emperor protects. I am revered Himonius Doloroso, as I'm called, head of the Drusian mission and possibly last hope for the wayward souls of the average safety. This guy looks like he's on his last leg of sanity. You know what I mean? Like, he looks crazy. Burdensome one that its reputation suggests the Theodore encumbered in many treasures. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them on with taking them up? Let it be known that you and the Theodore von Valentia's ship was attacked by servants of the archenemy who appalled the heart of any righteous soul. Not all of them met a fitting end, some fled, and more than that, their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. We should join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the von Valencia's bounty sea from the forces of the archenemy. I am divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the football requellery. Served even without your contribution, as it was all the years preceding your arrival. I know what it is that calls you to the fall of Rogue Trader Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, or perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on a path towards your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most disposed people of football. They brought me troubling news that football's shadow quarters in the darkest corners where the liege wardens do not venture taint has taken root. Football is consumed by profanity, not even here true heresy. Serving the archenemy is a rarity. Cultists now dwell in the shadow quarters, mark their abodes with the sun inscribed in blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumors. But I know evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. Pleasure. I almost wish for the rumor to be true. My heart is bad. Yes, you love light. This is where I bid you goodbye. Casinos have grown. Some peasant pontificating on the matter. Not only is your hope false, it is also dangerous. Among its servants there have been people of greater integrity who sullied themselves in their attempts to rise above the rest. Sanctuary cult of four honors Saint Cruzius, Scourge of the Blail, Childer, Bane of Minos, just as he once fearlessly ventured into the kick, Talbot spearheaded this conquest.
Strikes and riots beget immediate reprisal. Remain vigilant of sedition and report treasonous activity.
Well, of course you heard that, but just consider for a moment whose words you're repeating right now. The one who put them in your head? What? The wretched fiend, blinded by my ambitions, I served my home planet. The vision, I was shrewd and sly bureaucrat and I explored the rank. But the bloom Veneer rot, opulence had deprived us, and luxury was seduced us with its promise. He only sought entertainment in dangerous philosophies. 1,000 vile heresies and a million appalling vices spread on my world like mold. The shameless ugliness of the soul, I repented on my hubris, left the position of prefect, and became a traveling missionary. I have been one ever since. As for my world, 20 years later, the Holy Inquisition co-signed its purifying plan. They destroyed his planet. There to preach. Truman whispering about a reclaimed shrine world of a expressing desire to carry the Emperor's light into the darkness. Among the stars that would help my flock. Okay. Man, this guy is winded. Came in like 3 fucking quests. What is it they want most? Holy gifts. Bro, I need 5,000 reputation. Jesus. If I give this guy all the holy gifts I have, it still would only be enough for 3K. Kidding me. It would cost me 14 just to buy 5 medkit bags. Fuck that.
Victory awaits!
Greetings, you must be. All the guests have arrived. You're the last on the list, and we will start without you. Your presence is absolute. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectful at first glance. Decorations and the attendees' clothes speak of wealth, and so does the location, which isn't far from the Legion residence. But you notice that most of the gathered are of rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars or military-grade implants. Several of guests look like they are covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. Obviously, we're going to be getting an ambush. terrible, sorrowful day, we pay our respects to the life and soul of football society. The loyal servant of the Imperium, and the generous benefactor who spared no expense in keeping the fire of the faithful burning, and an example to all the future generations, the most notable and unforgettable Master Bellardo, this boss, a fussy administrator, stratum, clerk speaks, employees. 20 minutes to pass. So let us make a prayer for the Emperor, the repose of the Master Bellardo's soul, the prosperity of theirs, and our path. And here you are, all are you vultures. Let's offer a prayer then. But if you think that the Emperor or the messenger of his will in other worlds, myself, does not see into your vile souls, you are sorely mistaken. To Master Fidelio, but least Dens himself wanted to see him at a funeral, but the rest, I know every one of you, and I would be astonished to discover anyone here who is truly mourning his loss. Bellardo's soul, soon the flames will take him, a fitting end to the life of his. May the Emperor keep his soul. Okay. I thought we were about to get into the fight.
I've read about this.
Here, go look at this. Let's let the deceased body speak for his high standing, typically extracted from the dead, and only the most prominent and wealthy avoid the fate upon their death. Jerry Can Dens. What a name. He's one of the most notorious pirates in the throne of command. An honorable Master Bellardo turned out to be a former pirate. They nicknamed Jerry Can. Jerry Can is what you call the metal canisters that you have that full of gas. You put water in them too. It doesn't have to be gas. They're thick metal cans. So whatever it is you want to put in them. Usually it's gas, but water is also used. They hold a lot. And pretty solid. Take a pounder too. I mean that in a weird way. Of his habit of having a jug or two of promethium, a broad term for combustible fuel in Imperium Mania, on hand, and he loved burning things. Oh, yeah, see? Ironic. He was a menace back then. How long was it? 60 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when the news came of his last attack. I guess humans live a lot longer in this era. Well, they can live a lot longer. Let me rephrase that. Could you imagine having someone rule over you for like 60 fucking years, and that's only a third of your life? Have been enough to make me dance, quite literally, but by the throne I would have danced a jig on the spot, but now I don't know. More than jumping into the warp right from under the cruiser's nose, eh? Yo, beast, you would have thought I'd be at your funeral. Folks of football are known to turn a blind eye to many things, but even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honor pirates scum a few paces away from the Legion's residence. No one has heard of the Dub Den, so goddamn. So for so many decades, I barely recognized him myself, and I've seen his face on pics a fair few times back then. I assume he retired and started a more or less honest life under the new name. What was it that they were calling him? Master Bellardo? Mentioned the name Master Bellardo as one of the biggest donors of the temple. One of the words of the painting phrases they said in a fresh entry stands out. Repentance with a signature underneath. Fizz. The letters are Grabs and barely lets you. Ella. Dressed in expensive clothes raised her sad little face to you in sincere voice. Hello. Yeah, so Adela's the daughter. I thought I was going to cry and I didn't want anyone to see it. My name is Adela Bellarado. It's my grandpa in there in the box. The tears will pass, Adela. The tears will pass, your strength will return, and your courage will never leave
On
you.
the authority of the Liege, Warden squads have been deployed to Guild Quarter Theta Gamma 14.
Forefather, then serve his head, sever his head, embalm it, and put it in your bed. Oh my god, that's fucked up. Speak to him before you go to sleep and after you wake up. And that way he will stay with you. What? Don't listen to the lady. Lady's nuts. Like, properly off her rocker. Listen to your elders, eat your breakfast, and don't cut off your grandpa's head. Yeah, don't do that. Cass Bellarado, he's with the guests, and my mom ran away. They told me she hates Dad and Grandpa. I guess she hates me too. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't even miss her anymore. I miss Grandpa. He was the nicest. He did. The word kept appearing in our house, and nobody knew who wrote it. It used to make Grandpa happy when I was little. He would always smile when he saw it. But then later, when I was a little bigger and Grandpa was already old, it stopped making him happy. He was sad. He would just sit there and stare at nothing. And after that, when he got sick, the writing started to scare him. More and more of it appeared. Repentance, repentance, repentance. Even in his bedroom, one more time he pointed to that word and said something very weird about dead eyes and about cobras going to class. Are you sure that's what your grandfather said? And this is one time he just started talking about cobras. I was sad, but it was also a little funny. Cobras get to class, he said. Perhaps this is the old Navy officer in me talking, but I'm almost certain he wasn't talking about a snake, but a Cobra class destroyer. Cobra going to class, you see. But I don't play pranks. It was someone else. Maybe Fidelio did it very quietly, or maybe it was someone who's not on the list, but also someone nobody would suspect. Well, this guy was a pirate. That we know he was a pirate. Yes and no. He did bad things. Hody ho. And he tried to repent. Oh no, we.
You are in.
Join me in prayer. I better myself through my service.
Oh. Help me, pup. Keep your voice down. We can't let anyone hear us. It's a matter of life and death. Please understand, it's very difficult to get by on football with my wages, and a pre-regulation directly prohibits the chief operator of the crematorium from leaving their workplace for any reason other than sleep, food, severe illness, and administration of sacraments. What the fuck? I just prepared the newest batch of superb, unique implants of the highest quality, but I got careless. my first sick leave in sports standard years, and it was on the very day that Master Bellarado passed away, and his family was quick to organize a ceremony in our crematorium. I didn't have time to prepare, and now my container full of goods. It's in the furnace. I imagine this says chapter 1 still, but I imagine you close this out and once you go to this planet or wherever this place is supposed to be.
Obstruct server skulls in the commission of their sacred functions. Any desecration of the envoys of the Adeptus Mechanicus will be met with
Adeptus Mechanicus. We've been attacking the Adeptus for years now. We are Mechanic Adeptus. We Adeptus all the Mechanicus. 420. Smoking we got him. Well, it's not actually 420, but smoking we got him. We go. Sorry.
It's about time.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Something of interest. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
The machine god grants me insight.
You'll regret this. I'll lay claim to the stars. Already done.
Can I fall back now?
Doubt is for the weak. I don't have time for this.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. I'll do it.
Stop mocking me.
We shall prevail. Follow my lead!
The web serves. Trust me.
Data meditation is terminated.
What advice do you seek?
It will be done. Oh, my ears are ringing.
We must act. Nothing I can't do.
Did I mention that my whispers tell you jokes?
I'm restless.
My whispers crave entertainment.
I woke up with a feeling of wonder.
They fear to look at me because of my appearance.
The dead know nothing. And
Look no further.
Even tortured to fight like this!
the shadows reveal their secrets.
A new challenge for me. Victory awaits.
An expected result.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Nothing escapes my sight.
Operation successful. My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
I'll lay claim to the stars. Halt! I noticed something.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. Duty prevails.
Follow my lead! Take a knee and bow before me.
Me? Clad in scarlet.
Just a minor setback. I will watch you a target.
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart!
I am registering unconventionally high efficiency for the unit Cassia Orselio, relative to her limited experience. The unit status has been upgraded.
Knowledge is the key to everything, is it not, esteemed Magos? I learned this wisdom from your fellow priests, and it has helped me many times.
None shall stand in my way. I won't tolerate weakness.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
It's about time!
I don't know how long I was muted for, but that's just typical me. Um, it took them 30 years. They asked for fuel 30 years ago. But no, hold on. They got it, but it's like I guess apparently it took 30 years for the delivery to come. It's because they ordered from like so far away from where they were in the Imperium. It's kind of weird. Usher's workshop, sacred transferred. Highly enlightened and hands-authorized servants were recompensed via the offering of paid for with a 7-year contract granting the police exploration vessel to maintain their privileges at the Kiev Gamma facility. That's one of my places apparently. Wait, what? Doing maintenance for my shit, and so I'm paying them. It gave me 5,000 faction. I think that's worth more than probably what I would have been. Cause like, might as well, right? That's a lot. Willing to pay for information on planets studied by Rogue Trader. Study 10 planets. Man, this game is so good, dude. I'm not doing a good job of reading and shit, but whatever. I'm just chilling. Background noise to you anyways. I can talk once in a while. Come this fucking Slack. Sometimes I can. Devil's Tower. This guy's giving me a ton of quests, man. Well, I guess that's kind of like the point. Like, this is supposed to be like the last bastion of Imperium power before you go out to the frontier, basically. Whatever they did, whatever, the fuel must have been so valuable, like it was enough to give me 5,000 points from them. Like, that's a lot. I think it's a lot. I don't know. I haven't really. I got them to level 2 just to see what it would do. So then I got 5,000 after that. I think it took me. I can't remember how much. Their exploration fleet into the Cronus Expanse. Let me see here. 40K map. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can actually figure out where the hell we are. Okay, so if we're looking at the thing here, this is where Terra is on the map. In this area. This is like the Imperium's power. This right here is what I was talking about. Like, this big ass scar is where Slaanesh got born from, or whatever. It like cut off the Imperium from all of this northern territory. See if I can find the expanse. Oh, I think it's expanding. It might not have just been like this the whole time. Yeah, the Maelstrom. There's that. I don't know how outdated or updated this is. Also, I don't know if we'll even find what we're looking for on here. I don't see it. I think these are planets. I mean, it should be, right? The Eastern Fringe, the Ghoul Stars, Astro stuff. Oh, the Tau Empire is over here. Interesting. Maybe what I need to do is rephrase what I'm looking for here. Excuse me. Balch's Life Classic. Can't see shit. What offer? Sector. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised how big this is compared to the other. This Hive World, Forbidden, Dead World, World Unclassified, Frontier World. Ah. Okay, well, first of all then, oh, I see, okay. The map you're looking at is technically the map for the game, I guess, because I'm looking for more stuff, more information. Okay, so we go back to, let's switch this map a bit. Whoa, whoa. What is, look at this, it's like an interactive map. Nope. Not easy to see. Humanity does it again. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Calixtus. Where the hell is that shit? See, this is a little bit more like, it's an interesting diagram because it shows you this is like the Imperium where it's at contact. The red is like the rift, the warp. I'm sorry, the warp leading out into the open, real space as they call it. These are, listen, I think these are all the areas where that's the problem. And then is the Tau Empire really that small? Storm Riders. This is kind of crazy. Luna Guard. Holy Hospitalers. Praetors of Ruin. What? Europan Planetary Federation. Dragons, Aramstein. Blissful Angels, Lightning Wraiths. Holy shamoly. 80 photons. What the fudge? It seems to me though that like Earth is kind of in a little corner, and like I guess there's nothing over here. Probably just haven't gotten around to it. Oh man, get bored. Oh, right here, Galactic Sector. Finally. Thanks, Brain. All right, so what we know is that Terra, we're basically, if we're looking at a map, we're in the north sector of we're north of Terra, like northwest-ish of Terra. Like, well, this is the sector we're in, right? The Calixtus sector. I have terror. Is there any? Because then it says there's a rift of Hesiton, but this could be also old. Oh, we're in this like little area right here. A little, I'd say. And then I guess Like, if I could just glimpse to something I'm familiar with in the game. Oh, football, there it is. Right here. So this is the map for the game. Holy fuck. Maybe it's not as big as I think. It just feels big. Or could be bigger than I think. And it is big. Bigger than I think it is. Yeah, but here's football. So we're not necessarily in the middle, but we're pretty... Rycat, I think is what it was called. Let's see where that shit is. I'm not exactly sure I'm saying it right, but it's like RY or RA or something. So it starts with R, and not a lot here is starting with R. Yeah, I know it's not rain, obviously, so I think I'll be fine once I see it. It's not Repcon. I could probably do this a little better if I brained it a little easier. What is this? Chasm World, Frozen, Ramin. That's not it. No. Boy, I can do this. Close my eyes over. Redemption, it's not that. Gallant, Serpent's Manor, Woolstone Bastion, Abyss, Marith, Gold, Emperor Scourge. That's an interesting inquiry. Football. Nothing behind this, I suppose. The Battleground. Oh, I can do up and downs. Court Wanderer. Cinder, Kanos 3. Just want to see if this map has it. Millennials, like Headdrag, Vigil, Tigress 3. Oh, these must be specifically like zone sectors. Like we'll probably find, like if I was a warp here, you find Giselle and then Egalitarian Domain or whatever. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go way too hard at this shit. Guess I just want to like a grasp of where things were in like the Ricard or whatever place. Maybe that's not what the system was called, but the planet. Oh man, boy, I could just look at the chapter. Pick that up. That's convenient. Oh, good stuff. My bad. Very huge change in tone as I enter back into the game. I guess, but one thing we do know though is that this is the Cronus Expanse, and it does appear to be quite large. And we know it's in the Calic sector, which is northwest of Terra. It's probably not helpful in the grand schemes of a dimensionalized universe that is. hear this music, it makes me want to go to Mongolia and do hymns. Hey, oh no, oh wow. After the Renaissance mission of the itinerary. Marker contains data in the reservoir. Data classified bugs. Digital representation, maintenance, and bureaucratic machine for the purpose of ratification of the enslaving boundary and grid supply line. After he'd been devoured, ripped. I've just decided to chime in during this conversation and express that he just suddenly remembered that there was a guy who used to know binary on his ship and could understand the techno priest, and he didn't realize how valuable he was until he got eaten by some random animal on some random planet. Flesh speak as functioning as the diplomatic mission overseas shipments. Oh, I already knew what he meant. Yeah, the guy was like, he was a caretaker. Or the liaison, that's probably a better way of saying it. Vexation, desire for forceful sensation of vital functions. Dude, he was pissing him off. He wanted to make him kill himself. He didn't want to hang around him. He hated him. That's funny. Grief, decline in motivation, righteous fury, willingness to initiate purity protocol. He wanted to kill them. Rating in an area of repair and maintenance of the sacred machines that will beneficial to use cognitive functions. Did not like hanging out with the nobility. But this statement is true. Behavioral dynamics typical of lay groups are frequently devoid of logical patterns and are taxing to analyze. Oh, he probably didn't like them because, well, probably because they were being nobles. The Omniscient knows also why do you give a fuck about it, any of the other stuff. Do-do-do-do-do-do. When you think a creature knows it all, you just give it up. Why not just give up? If they know it all and written all, what's the fucking point of it all? If they do it all, what's the point of it all?
Victory awaits!
It's going to be due. I'll tell you what, you know, I've asked that question, what's the meaning of life? What really is it? And there is no true meaning to any of it. It is just fortuitous moments of life succeeding where you wouldn't expect it. And maybe there is a purpose I don't understand, but it's no different than the gathering information that's around you. And you say, then what's to keep me from murdering a bunch of people, whatever? I don't want to be honest. Like, I don't feel like it, okay? You know what I mean? I don't have that urge. I guess other people might have that urge. I wouldn't recommend it. Being alive is just to live. That's the simplest terms. Just live. Well, what does that mean? It means nothing. And that right there is the greatest gift you could ever fucking get. To be truly that free as a human. Oh. How blessed would that be? Imagine being a slave for eternity. Ugh. Fuck that. Who wants to live in an environment where basically you are scrutinized and criticized your entire life? I guess humans do that to each other anyways, now you think about it. And then you get more of that after. I'm not saying there may not be an afterlife, I don't know. In a way, it is comforting to realize that there's a potentialization that you can live through. I can't control that shit, man. And that's the biggest thing is like you gotta accept what you can't control. Because there's a lot in life you don't realize you're not controlling. You might realize it, and that's not fair to say you might realize it. But the truth at the end of the day is you gotta accept it. I mean, I guess you don't. That is your choice. But it'll definitely make you suffer. Oh, he's got his own little pad. No way. Well, I mean, he seems fine with it, I guess. I gotta take a shower because I stank. I've been stinking. Oh, wait, it's gone now. Never mind. Okay, I guess it wasn't gonna make me have to be that intricate. I had like a debuff on him where like I went through the sewers. Feels like a lifetime ago. Rio. Rio. The atrium. I think I was at the atrium. Yep. All scored and 2,600 years ago, there was a being that existed and continues to exist now. His name's Phil. He's my neighbor. He's a dick.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Death and distraction. And despair, death, destruction, and despair. All things you don't believe that are mechanicus, death and despair. Despair of death. The bush with rivals shoot their head off and be done with it. Anyways, I accept your proposal. We tried killing you quietly, that didn't work out, so we'll just play in and kill. Again, you keep saying why, we don't care. Come now, Dagon, let's give the man an explanation for his death. You see, Master Fidelio, my late father didn't see him and take him. Gallardo has bequeathed his entire fortune to you, not to me, his only son, not to his mate, you. So where does that leave us? You must die. Well, let's get this over with, I suppose.
I won't heed your cries of mercy!
I'll bleed you dry!
I almost want to see what it said. Like, I almost want to, like, backtrack to, like, see what I would say. Because, like, I'm not that guy, by the way. And you're like, why would you do that? That'd be funny. You thought it would be funny to pretend to be somebody you're not? I was the one who said I was who I was. It was your card. And I just let him believe that's who I was. Not on me. You know what I mean? That's exactly what happened. The guy who was sitting at the standing at the front was like, he must be Fidelio. Sure. That's me.
I'm to witness the fury of House Orcelio.
He is terrifying.
If I may.
Explorators know one route. Forward. Successfully terminated.
Sorry, Cass Gallardo. Unfortunate for you. I actually want to make Cass.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Just to add,
As these none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
your greed be your downfall. Had it not, imagine it'd be the other. You're thinking like, well, you're not Velarde, you could avoid all this. They intended to kill whoever this other person was. And I highly doubt that person would have successfully avoided death. So, yeah, granted,
Doubt eradicated.
I'm not him. But here's the story, I don't care.
Show me what.
They made this personal, I think, guys. Damned if they making any of it.
Death comes in silence.
That was Inex.
As honor ordains. Trust me.
Whoa.
As account, the other side awaits.
Elmo!
At your took care of this one.
Yeah, you did.
Let's get to it!
Let's get to it!
Deidre. What you got for me, girl? Can I get wombo combos here? No. No wombo combos.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
That's me.
My tactics are flawless. Not a problem for me. Oh, too easy.
Get him, boy. Oh, he's limited. Oh, I can tell him to go again. That's it. Catch. Our power is disgusting.
If only that were possible.
Why not?
Duty demands.
God damn.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Sermatonian's gonna have its hands full today. That's his joke. Oh no, Dad! Oh right, Adela's the granddaughter. I thought, okay. Wonderful. This is a funeral Dan would be proud of. I'm not in a killing mood. Reno, your wood. Will do. I would ask his team guests to stay a moment longer. We'll have it forfeit. Not to his worthless son Cass, not to his brainless mate Dagon, but to Fidelio, a mysterious new heir. However, I believe a certain party would like to intervene in this process. Only one here who truly loved ends is his granddaughter, Adela Bellardo. She inherits his fortune. Yeah, let's give it to her. The name on the will is Fidelio, but Captain pulls a hefty scroll out of his bag and carries it to treasure. All his life then spent on laws. I think he'd understand. The old man sure has thrown. Didn't expect this. The money is mine. Don't worry, sweetheart. Daddy will help you put your grandpa's riches to good use. Have you finally gone deaf from all that drinking? The inheritance is Adela's, not yours. If you make any attempt to coerce her, I, as Den's executioner, will be forced to take steps. Executor, not executioner, executor. There is a difference. As I see, all of you have it in for old Cass, eh? Well, I'm afraid you leave me no choice. Repentance! Oh. Demons take you, Cass. Threatening to murder your own daughter at your old man's funeral was a new low for you. Yeah, that's fucked up. How much you want to bet that was old grandpa? Or maybe that was the mother. Cause like I thought it was like they put someone else's brain, but it said it was a woman, and they said the mother ran away. What a crazy story. Listen, so here you are walking up, you walk up. It's a ceremony, you don't know what's going on. And they say, hey, it's Fidelio. You're finally here where we can't start the party without you. And you're like, yeah, I'm Fidelio. Sure. What's up? You go into this place, it's a funeral for a guy named Bilardo. Well, that's his last name, right? A rich guy. Okay, everyone's saying they're who, but you start to realize no one likes this guy, Bilardo. Okay, everyone seems to be a little bleh in the group. Then it seems a little weird. You come to think that maybe you and Fidelio and this guy had like issues, and you think they're coming to get you for revenge or something like that. Well, you get told by somebody. I think it was the chaplain. I don't think it was the chaplain. I think it was somebody else. You get told that they have a business that they run where they. Oh, you find out also Bilardo is not Bilardo originally, but like some guy named Dens, who was a pirate, a very successful pirate. So he gave that life up and then became like a wealthy nobleman here on Footlock, whatever it's called. You end up. The guy, yeah. So the guy who's who's running the ceremony tells you that to earn extra money, he takes apart the implants and replaces them with fake ones, and then sells those implants to make a profit on the side because he's not allowed to leave the sector or whatever. You agree? He says the only thing is that he puts that stuff, like, it should have been so obvious to me. I don't know why I did not see it. I thought, like, why would I not realize it was a trap? But he tells you that his stuff is in the incinerator and he needs you to go get it before they do this whole thing. Because he said this was the first time he had his day. It's like, he does come up with an excuse. Oh, I guess I should have realized he had an excuse. Like, right? He's like, anyways, I was just reading. He basically comes up to you like somebody at a fucking bus terminal. I didn't even think about it. Hey man, you know, they never let you leave unless you're sick or you gotta make a good reason to leave. So I'm here always. They don't pay me enough, and I need someone to figure out a way to get this done. So I've done implanting. I've taken people's implants to replace them during the ceremonies, and I need you to go to the incinerator and get the ones I have placed there before we use the incinerator and they find out. He's like, it wasn't supposed to be about today, but they, you know, I was having today off and I was gonna trade off these things, but people decided to. Bilardo died. All of a sudden, they got the whole thing all together really fast. And you're just like, what the fuck? Just storming you with information, right? Anyways, you go down there and I get trapped and the incinerator turns on, and here me and the squad's just burning. Me trying to figure out where the hell I gotta do. I finally figure out you can shoot the ground, and we go into the ground, and we meet these vagrants who help put us out of help put the fire out. We end up giving the fellas some coins, ask them about a bit of information, and then we leave. Get back up to the top of the surface, and we come back, and they're like, what? I never thought you'd come back. Oh, by the way, the first time while you're looking through a party, you run into this lady, this younger kid, the granddaughter of the deceased, who was like very sad that the grandpa died because she always said he was nice to her, and he really liked grandpa. I mean, she didn't know any of the horrible stuff he did, so there you go. Old people tend to want to leave behind a lot of their fucked up stuff they've done when they were younger, and it tends to benefit to the much of the benefit of the, not necessarily the child, but the grandchild. In case in point, I can even think of myself as an explanation of that circumstance, whereas my old man was a piece of shit to us, but he sure does like being a grandpa. Anyways, you come back, and they're like, surprise, we're not going to pretend anymore. You need to die otherwise, because this guy left his fortune to you. And I could have said I'm not Fidelio, but again, I was like, I'll see where this goes. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to kill you guys. Because clearly, you were going to kill whoever this other guy was so that you would get the fortune. So I'll just stop that. And then afterwards, you get them, but, you know, you can have the captain save them. Only for the son to sit there and be like, you know what, I'm gonna kill the daughter if you don't give me all the money and the fortune. It's just like, man, greedy. It's crazy. This gun daughter who would always stay at this place. I would like to say goodbye to my old friend. Hydrate, yeah, for real. Yeah, hydrate in life. How you doing, Pants? You chilling? You rocking the sweet boat? You must drink. Why do you gotta make things a mandatory thing, man? Be cool. Be nice gesture to send him on his way to some fashion. Thankfully, it is not easy enough to secure a jerry can of Prometheum. Well, I have some jerry can. Sure, let's watch. He gave me 154 experience. Jeez Louise.
The Emperor is with us!
The Emperor is with us! That's a lot. Those are jerry cans. Actual jerry cans. That's what they look like. That is strong fire. Farewell, buddy. And I've got a little buttercup in my handkerchief.
We should deal with this.
A little puddle something. Seek no greater glory other than the lifetime of service. Service that is served to serve all others that have served to serving others that serve serving serve. He's in a loop. Serve. No, damn it. This is the third
None
time
shall
this week.
stand in my way.
I'd like to go down to the river. Turn into that. Digital Legion in football, we've done that. Make planet on football. Okay, we did that. Obviously, smart. While it takes time, football void docs for Bundes. Wait for completion of the ship inspection. Oh, drama.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I won't tolerate weakness. I will tolerate, however, a nice, tasty scone. I'll tell you what, man. Have you ever had a scone? They're good. They don't seem like they'd be good. Then when you bite into it, you're like, holy fuck. What's all the commotion is as this? Oh, probably because he's a really crappy leader and doing bad leader stuff. Oh, I've been oh shit, bro. That's right. Oh, you can't see it in this one, bro. They carved his home is carved out of a asteroid, and the statue is a part of it. He's inside the statue. That's crazy. Though I do recognize
The dime will
reusing
be as slippery
assets.
as a snake,
Specifically
like any
this, I
seasoned
remember that.
operator. I don't need any voices in my head to predict that.
Whatever, let's go
Suddenly-
meet this dickhead and be on with it. I've got a doggy. I named him Kin. What's happening? Where am I? Fuck. Camera issue.
It's about time.
Kim doesn't like this room. Hello, who's this there is? Jay is the name, isn't it? I like the colours on there. I do. I even like her hair, I do. A little lovely lass, yes. Let him. What a sigh put such harsh words into your mouth. You talk like you're an imperial clerk, not one of us. Where's my cargo, Vladim? Oh, is she a rogue trader? Sounds like it. Akko has it, doesn't she? So that's how you do business with your old friend. friends these days. Kara the Liege. Look at him, dude. I imagine this is what he sounds. So you don't remember, then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. I don't know, maybe not. Dari, move! A massive guard leads down to the woman. Says in a low voice, Jay, get going, wife. Let you go drown your sorrows at the Damascus and think you're looking sorry you were able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. Damn. Find the disgraced stranger in the Adeptus Damascus bar in football shadow quarters. First an insult and now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a value commodity on football. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. Her heel and heads toward Dex. As she passes by you, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, and then immediately turns away with a flip of her jack black hair. Damn it, she knows I'm into her. Or maybe she's just winking because she's into me. Either way, winking is obviously a code for sex. It's code. Sex is code for anything, man. You know what? When Reference started like streaming and doing all that stuff. Let's see. When did I go? Like, I got out of the military, and then I went to school back to like 10 years ago. Okay, not too long ago. I guess. I didn't know this, but like I was inviting folks over to like hang out and like watch shows and stuff or whatever, and it was like a term meant to have sex, and I didn't know that. So people thought I was asking them to have sex with them. And I always wondered, and it got to the point where I was hanging out with one lady, and she thought that's what that meant too. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, let's have sex, but I didn't know that's what it meant. Life is crazy. Yeah, might as well not make a pause. What's the point? We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope the sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate. And what date? It's the 18th. Is it really? Man, time has been going by like crazy. There's something particular I want to do before the 19th. I have to confirm when it ends. Ironically, ends soon. So I can do it today. And that's what I'm going to do. So give me a second. I have chosen to do a thing. I'm getting pretty hungry and I wanted to order something. And no, I don't order stuff online usually, but there's a nice deal where it's like 30% off up to $15. And that's that's sweet. That's their tip. And you're like, their tip? You're going to take the deal up with their tip? Yeah, man, because it's like, I don't tip nobody if I go to the restaurant. Well, if I go to a restaurant, okay, not a restaurant, but like say if I'm Panda Express or like Taco Bell or some shitty food place that's going to give me diarrhea for the next day. You know what I mean? Something that tastes delicious. And if you're like, what the... That's life, man, okay? You got to learn about the tasties and the poopies. That is the jam of it. Question, dude, I will tell you, I am in a mood for some nachos, man. I could go for some nachos. Let's get some of those. Wait, where's this located at? Okay. Do they have the fries still? Please. Nope, they got rid of them. Fuck. Oh, they do have them. Nice. steak garlic nacho fries. Wait, what? Man, they forgot my pico de gallo. But does pico de gallo have cilantro? It's literally the first thing. Yes, cilantro is the core traditional ingredient of pico de gallo. No pico de gallo, please. I don't know about other folks. I know that, like, bro, I do not like pico de gallo. It is this not well. I don't like cilantro. The fact that pico de gallo has cilantro in it is gross. I think it's weird to have steak in a fry bin. I don't know. Hearty meal though. I mean, it's potatoes and protein. What's that term? I think glucose. They got that guacamole. Alright, we're almost ready to continue our life, but you must wait a little. Plus, I don't know, it's kind of like lunchtime. Well, I guess it's almost kind of getting their dinner. It's lunchtime for me, I'll phrase it like that. If I could, then I would sing you a lovely song now. Don't you worry, it's not a hurry. I'll give you all the things you wanted. Turn a table, it's not labeled. Shit, I forgot my Pac-Man cable. When you come to a street and it has a three-way going through it, there's no sign to the one stop, so people run through it like it's out of paper. You cross down, get hit right, now you're tumbling without flavor. You're now sick in the hospital, healing up a bill you know you'll pay for the rest of your life. Oh, it is a weird and ironic situation. The question is, do I want the meal or do I want the other meal? Meals abound when you're curious. I'll tell you what. I mean, Taco Bell's kind of lost its judge, but they do still make some good shit. When you're in a world of pure imagination. Dude, it wants me to pay. That is hilarious. I actually wonder how much it's got. There's like a premium cost or whatever to get it directly to me, and I think that it doesn't mean that the person doesn't go and pick up the orders. It just means that they drive right to you, like after they've gone and to picked up the other ones. But like, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm saving exactly $15, and I'm giving them a tip of exactly $15. And that, my friends, because like for me, like you actually look at the prices, and I actually recently checked. They actually don't change. The price is not into. I don't know. They make their money a little bit, but like, it costs me as much to get what I get there. The thing is, like, it's why you need a deal. Otherwise, it'll cost you more because of delivery fees and stuff. But it's anytime there's like a service promotion fee or whatever, I just give tip directly. Because like I don't pay for delivery fee or anything because I actually pay a monthly fee to Uber. But I use that for like getting around and stuff as well. So yeah, it adds more than just getting food brought to me, which would be weird. Surprisingly, if I was to use it all the time, it'd be crazy expensive. But I don't use it very much, and I certainly don't use like Uber driving very much at all, and it's much cheaper, much cheaper than to house a car and to make sure it's taken care of, because I barely go anywhere. Barely. And place order. Nice. Got myself some nacho fries, apparently. Nacho actual fries, because I love those things. And I got a few cinnamon delights, and then like I really like I don't know if you're a fan of them, but one of my favorite things is the quesadillas. I got a quesadilla. I really love the quesadilla. It's tasty, delicioso, as it were. A thing that allows you to indulge in something so good. You can't go wrong with it, in my opinion. Can't go wrong with it in any fashion, any way. I gotta be right back. I'll be right back. And they got people. for delivery. Did I have a phone? Also, like, I personally think that you tend to get better drivers and stuff when you tip well, simply because they're willing to take the rides, or like they get the good tips because they're better drivers, or like they're better. I don't know. I don't, man. I don't really know the ins and outs. All I know is that I tend to get very high rated individuals. But then again, maybe that's just kind of the illusion the game, the app gives you. Footfall incognito without announcing either the death of the previous rogue trader or your own status is quite wise. The rumors will spread sooner or later. It's impossible to keep a secret, something that's known to the thousands of people serving on a void ship, but for now you are free to reap the benefits of anonymity. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crisis. Its people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. A J woman walk, and some, however, still call her J. Hey, Derry, a small-time hustler with big ambitions, and will lead her to the east. Small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the Liege of Football. What seems stranger is that the Liege knows the small fry by name. These things are all true. So it must be that lady has a lot of power herself in the city, I'm thinking. In natural disasters, it's impossible to predict and preempt, they simply happen. Oh, right. Right, simply happen. Okay. richness is really casting out. Ah! Right outside. Happen to possess. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Also, I'm waiting for. Or to the designated area at the docks where they would work away from the hustle and spin the crowd. I assume that is where the torque factor. The growing more frequent trade is suffering and fringe worlds are going under. Rumors of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic. Core of the Imperium forces in the Kronos Expanse has departed for the sector borders to combat the Xenos threat. There has been no word from them for a while now, then again, with the distance and current issues of the astral path. That is not entirely out of the ordinary. Oh, Astartes are working around. Known as Space Marines, these genetically engineered super soldiers are the most powerful approach warriors. And they're not a very, there's not a lot of them. We actually ran into a super soldier earlier. We kicked the shit out of him. No, there haven't. Attacking football in general is not particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time, and even the listed weapons on board would make for a decent fighting force. And that's not even to mention the firepower that our esteemed merchants have shamefully hidden from the station's customs officials. Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. Interesting. Does your curiosity satisfied in every way? Protection, not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties in the warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of these difficulties extend far beyond the area, and reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps coming in and across the entire sector. Even for small-ass jumps, that's crazy. That is actually kind of wild. A small jump. That just shows you how like potent whatever's going on is. realize I'm gonna have to go outside again here. I don't know why. I just wait. I'll wait. Plexus sector has been extremely unstable. As of the ships that have dived into the maw in recent years, none have yet returned. Really? The last ship that came through the maw from the other side was struck by temporal anomalies. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Holy shit. You have heard of reports of warp instability, including cases where the maw would become completely inaccessible for navigation for years on end, thus temporarily cutting off the Cronus expanse from the Imperium. Even so, Vladim's words are particularly alarming. It seems that something has had a profound effect on the maw. Food deliveries. Naturally, I tried contacting other rogue traders, but the terms of House Cordia would have bled foot. But the terms of Corda would have bled footfall dry, and as for the esteemed Caligos winter scale, the food shipment from him, I received a transport of Navica packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would have only worsened the crisis further. I suppose all these warp fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale, and so I put my faith in you, the third and last Footfall's allies. Shit, dude, their people are starving. Well, I don't think they're starving yet, but he's trying to catch it before it gets to that point. And he's asked the others to help, even tried to make deals, so he's been at it for a while. Well, now you know what you're buying. The situation is difficult, but should you decide to offer your support, you'll forget about the existence of trading hubs other than football, because you won't have more loyal friends anywhere else. I mean, what's the term? Yeah. It's simple. Delivery of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janus, I imagine. I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the Von Valencia Protectorate. Exchange for fair payment. The right thing. Well, you know what? It doesn't. Being iconoclastic is not always the best thing, in my opinion. But if your worlds are not suffering in any means, then why would I want to worry? The question is like, I can't just keep giving him food for nothing, right? Like, that's crazy, because he just. I gotta get something out of it, because it's making my people work, and they're getting nothing out of the work they're getting for these people, right? Like, you help for a minute, so people don't starve, because you don't want them to starve, right? But there needs to be something more suitable at the end of the day. All right. Also, mutants are getting closer. I can just blow your brains out and say a new liege, dude. That's crazy. My food's about here. I'll be back. All right, nice. Good. Nice fella. I don't. The guy was kind of like doing it the same way I was. I mean, I paid for them to just get in their car and get it to me. I walked out there to grab it, and the guy's still in the car, and it's raining, dude. He just got, it's raining for him, and I don't want him to get out of his car. And you got to think, I'm just doing it once, right? He's got to do it whatever amount of times he's out there doing it. Him getting out a few times, nice. So shit. The other thing too is like I pay for them to like drive. That's the main thing. It's like they drive to the location Or I'll come out of the house and grab it out of the car for him. Or they can just hand it to me. And that guy, I mean, he got out. He felt bad. He wanted to come give it to me directly. But you got a little bit of good, but you know, why not spread it out? I ain't rich or nothing, far from it, but any kind of thing I do or ask others to do for me, I always pay more than a normal, simply because I could very well do it myself. Give me a second. Switch jacket. That's the nice jacket we put on when we're outside. This is my indoor shitty jacket. Well, it used to be my nice jacket, and then things went south. Like, started falling apart. So now it's my indoor jacket. I made a massive plate of food. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Massive. Oh, man. I was hungry. I love the fries. Favorite. Classic me. All right. Pants, pants, pants. Hello, 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 hello. Hello.
Yellow.
Hello, 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 hello. You hear me?
Yes.
What's how I make it up? Oh,
Those are very different. Those are very different.
I know they are. It was a joke.
You got me good.
Okay, so okay. Now we have the basilica reactor. No. Give me a second.
You're good. I've been watching you stream all day.
Thank you.
Shut up, streaming Larry.
Nope, real. Double double.
For real, I had to mute that shit.
Alright, well, I'm turning it off. Eating, relaxing. I'll get back. I'm taking a break, folks.